Hi guys, right here. So for this video here, we'll be going through Utu, which is Tirrel here in game, which is our second Umbra Esper. So yesterday I didn't do my live stream because I went out and went to watch Demon Slayer, so we delayed it. Okay, I didn't do the live stream for this time, but I'm gonna go through the video instantly. So this is the Tirrel model. Okay, it's Spider, and then we can look at the design, the 3D model itself, very unique. And then I'm gonna go through the kit. Alright, before I go through the kit, I want to say something, which is, to be honest, her kit looks insanely broken. Like, I think she's actually probably the most insane Esper in the game, and I think she will break every single game balance in the game. Okay, why would I say so? So the first thing is the leader buff. So leader buff here, accuracy. Nothing too special, it's just accuracy, right? But we have to look at her kit. What makes her so strong in her kit is her passive and every single special debuff that cannot be cleansed. So S1 here, attack one enemy, deals 80% of attack. Seems nothing interesting, but the major thing is if the target have cold web, deals the extra true damage. This is not just a damage, it's a true damage. But the true damage multiplier is 120% of Tirrel's max HP. I don't know if they actually tested this in their own server. Like, this is insanely high. If we look at other Esper that have true damage, so for example, one of the biggest true damage dealer is going to be Momo, right? If we look at Momo's multiplier in terms of true damage, where's Momo? Okay, here. Momo true damage is 35% of Momo's attack. So if you make it to the maximum skill, 55%, and you hit 2 hit, it's only 110% multiplier, but it's based on attack. So what makes Momo not that broken is because the true damage of the attack is only this amount, 1500 of the attack, and only with 110%. But when you're looking at HP and you are taking HP's 130%, so assuming you have 100k HP, you're gonna do 130k true damage into one Esper. That is insane. That is an insane amount of damage. You can probably one-shot any single Esper in the game because it's true damage and it's based on max HP and it's 120%. If this is a 120% attack, it won't matter too much because the attack multiplier is low. Like the maximum attack stat you can get is like so low, right? Like 1600 attack times 130% multiplier is not really that high as a true damage. But if you look at HP is like 22 times higher than the attack stats and is dealing 130% of it, and it's a true damage. So this S1 here is able to possibly nuke every single Esper whoever have cold web. Okay, so probably you'll be thinking that, since this S1 is so pain, what about is the cold web condition to actually get it is very hard? The cold web condition is actually very easy. So the other thing we look at is S2. S2 here, attack one random enemy 5 times, damage per hit is 120%, so if you hit 5 times, it's 600% multiplier. If the target is a boss, each attack here reduce the ability cooldown by 1 turn, so if all 5 hit into the boss, then will instantly cool down the S2 and instantly able to spam S2 again when you take the action. So this is for more towards for PvE in my opinion. Okay, then for you to actually get cool web, it's very easy. So if the carrier gains the carrier will instantly get 1 stack of Ghost Hammer at the start of the turn, and then you will also get 1 stack of Ghost Hammer at the end of any turn. Which means if you are like Suizai, you are like Momo, or you are like Nora, or you have other Esper that trigger a lot of counter attack like Anna for example, you need to do 4 times of hit, including Avatar counter attack, pursuit, assist, all this kind. As long as you are taking action, you're gonna get 1 stack. And to trigger this cold web is so easy that you only need 4 stacks to trigger it. It is so easy to trigger. Triggering Ghost Hammer is so freaking easy that you only need them to take action and they'll get cold web. Okay, 4 stack, then they'll go into cold web. And these stacks here are not removed upon death. So Ghost Hammer here, no matter what kind of method you're doing, Ghost Hammer will always remain on that character. So even though if you kill Tirrel here, if you kill Tirrel at the start of the combat, the debuff still remains on your team. And whenever you take your turn or you do some action, then you'll get 1 stack of Ghost Armor and turn into Cold Web. So you can't, there's no way for you to remove the Ghost Armor. It's not like you're fighting Sig. Fighting Sig, if you kill Sig, then the Echo Sky will slowly remove, right? But for Ghost Armor, it won't remove at all. Then you get at least 1 stack will remain even if Ghost Armor is removed. Okay, so there's no way you can remove it. It's always 1 stack there. Then if non-boss carriers lose Ghost Armor at max stack, gaining 1 stack of Cold Web for 1 turn, which is if you hit 4 stack, then convert into Cold Web. So if you go into Cold Web, you are basically stunned. You reduce your speed so you can't take your action fast enough, and your resistance reduced by 100%, and you disable every single passive you have. So the Esper that relies on passive, for example, Wu Yu, Nathaniel, Suitai, Momo, you name it, alright? Basically any single Esper that relies on passive, disable it, you reduce speed, you reduce resistance, and then you got stunned. And then you're gonna get true damage. If you have Cold Web and she poke you, you die. Just gone, instantly. Alright, so the S3 here, attack all enemy, damage 90% of attack. If the target have Cold Web, deals true damage, and the true damage here is 35% of Tirrel's max HP, which is okay. Like 35% max Tirrel's max HP is still gonna do massive amount of damage. But if you look at the S1 here, if they're not gonna do anything, this 130% will break the whole game. Okay, then S3 here do a lot of damage already, then gain 1 extra turn outside PvP. So if you're in PvE situation, you cast S3, then you can cast S2. Okay, then you have a passive at the start of the combat, inflict 1 stack of Ghost Armor on all enemies. So no matter how, at the start of the combat, every enemy here will get Ghost Armor, and then they will keep getting stacked if they trigger any kind of method. Then in PvE condition, if you have 100% accuracy, you increase the attack, crit rate, crit damage, and speed by 0.7% and 1 speed. So if you have 100%, then you get like 70% crit rate, 70% crit damage, and 70% attack, and also 100 speed. So for PvE, she's gonna get a very massive stats boost. Then at the end of her active turn, the only way for you to counter Tirrel is to let her take action. So at the end of her turn, she will remove 1 stack from all enemies. So you want to reduce the Ghost Armor stack? Can. Let her take a turn. So, but since we already know this is a weakness, we're gonna build her very slow. She won't able to take a turn that often. Okay, then another method is if Tirrel is stunned, then remove all their Ghost Armor stack instead. So it's either you want to stun her, or either you want to let her take the action to let you reduce the Ghost Armor stack. Or else you're gonna get the Cold Web so easy. I'm gonna show you a few showcase later, provided by the Taiwan content creator. It's actually very broken. Then, if we look at the dividend here, D3, nothing too interesting. Basically, it's damage mitigation plus 20%, make her tankier and not easier to die. And then it's HP and attack scaling, which is where she does as a DPS. And then this is the dividend art. Looks like Spider Woman. Okay. Then rival room wise is frost set and HP set. So imagine 67k HP without level 70 yet, and then with a multiplier of 120% max HP multiplier, and it's actually a true damage, and the damage will be so high. Let's take a look. This is going to be the damage on 1S1, 87k true damage. So you totally ignores the enemy defense, you ignores all the passive, and then the enemy got speed reduced and also resist, not to mention if the enemy got more debuff on them. Your S1, just one single poke, 87k HP gone. And not many Esper can actually have 87k above HP. Okay, and this is true damage. Keep note, this is true damage. It's not other damage that can be damage mitigation. True damage cannot get damage mitigation. This is insane, insanely high, unless they put the multiplier wrongly, or else this S1 here is freaking strong. And not just that, now this is just R0, alright? So probably some of the players are happy with, oh, R0 is gonna be like so OP already, and it's gonna be R0 Esper, which I don't agree with. I agree, but I don't agree with, because R0, at this case, R0 that can actually just break every single Esper in the game is not really a good design. okay, unless they're going to change the multiplier. I'm not sure if they're going to change it, but I think the multiplier hit now is just too high unless it's their intended design. Okay, then if we look at the result here, when you get attacked, then your 50% chance to inflict 1 stack of God Summon to the attacker, trigger once per turn. Not to mention that it's already so easy to stack, to max stack, which is 4 stack. Now when you attack her, you have 50% chance to increase the amount of God Summon and go into the Cold Web a lot more faster. Then your R2 here, if the target is a boss, each attack increase AP by 6%. Then each time this ability is cast, which is your 6th step, is your S2. So every time you cast S2 is going to be 5 hit, and every time you hit the boss, then you're going to get 6% AP. So 6% times 5 is going to be 30% of AP push from your S2. And each time this ability is cast, the final damage increased by 10%, so it's 100%. Your S2 here with a 6, okay, probably not 600, it's going to be 750 multiplier, will get AP push, and then your final damage increase go out to 100%, makes that multiplier of your S2 become 1500%. Not to mention that in PvE content you already get additional crit rate, additional crit damage, additional attack and speed, and this S2 here is pure attack scaling. Is so high. The S2 is going to be so high damage. I've not tested that, but I think it's going to be so high. And then your R4 here is going to be so massive in PvP because one of her weakness is getting control, right? If she get control, then remove all the God Summon stack, so it's actually easy to counter if you can actually control her. But if you look at R4, she's immune to control and Cold Web debuff as well from non-boss enemy with lower max HP than Tirrel. So you want to control her, can be higher max HP than her. But in PvP, every 1% accuracy on her gives her additional max HP by 0.1%. So Tirrel herself is actually able to self-buff herself with additional 10% of max HP boost if you have 100% accuracy. Then she's gonna have additional 10% max HP compared with another Esper. And if we look at the base stats, at level 70, she's gonna have 22k of max HP from the base stats. Now if we look at other max HP Esper, let's say like Artiar for example, at level 70, probably Artiar is higher by like 4k. And then if we look at like Esper, let's say controller, right? If we want to control, probably something like so something like her max HP at level 70 is 24k. 24k max HP, and then Tirrel here will have additional 10% of max HP boost, so Tirrel will have higher max HP than Zihe. Unless Zihe is going to be like so high divinite and actually higher max HP than her, or else you are no way you can actually control her because she have additional 10% max HP than the other Esper. Not to mention if you put in with Pinda as well, even higher max HP. Okay, and because she's a controller, and if you combine her with Pinda, so Pinda benefit is you give the controller Esper. After casting an ability, cast it 1 additional time. So if you use Pinda and Tirrel together, Tirrel would total get another additional 40% max HP, and then she would get control because of the R4 effect, and then she's able to do additional AP push and vital damage increase for bossing. And then the S1 here can do additional cast, so she can poke 2 times, so it's a 240% max HP true damage to that Esper. And the AoE damage here can do double S3, so it's a total of 70% Tirrel max HP, and it's a true damage as well. So overall, she's gonna be very crazy. Then R6 here, automatically cast this ability to any enemy that receives Cold Web instantly. So if you get Cold Web, so because normally when you're at R0, when the enemy go into Cold Web because of the max stack of God Summon, you need Tirrel to actually slowly take her action because we're gonna build her very slow. But now if you have her at R6, she doesn't need to take a turn now. As long as the moment you trigger Cold Web, she's instantly able to cast S1 to do a true damage poke on them and do 120% of true damage. It's gonna be so high damage. I think this is actually one of the Esper that can actually power creep a lot of things. Like, I won't say that Sig doesn't power creep stuff, But 6 here does like massive damage, but you still can counter 6 pretty easily, cause if you can kill him before he do anything like stacking up the Echo Scar, then she's not really that scary. But if we look at her now, even though you kill her, the stack is still there. And if you manage to go into Cobweb, you're disable your passive, and then you like a lot of things you can't actually do anymore. Okay, so her kit itself, no matter it's at R0 or until R6, is broken. At R0 it's already broken strong, and then the R1, R2, R4, R6 makes her even stronger or probably unable to counter her as well. Okay, so I will show you a few clips here provided by the Taiwan content creator, and you will take a look at by yourself and see how strong is she. Alright, so this is one of the example videos. So he did put it at his YouTube channel. If you want, you can go check it out. I'll put his video link at the video description. So you can take a look here. Now this is at PTR server, so nothing of the tier, the content here is gonna be like the meta team, right? But what if you actually put Pinda here? You have Maria and Lian here, and Tirrel to increase your Tirrel leader buff, increase the HP for the whole team. Pinda will increase the max HP of the whole team as well, and Maria and Lian here will maintaining the survive for the team, and you'll see how she damage and poke them and kill them one by one. So at the start of the combat, everyone here get the 1 stack of the Ghost Armor with the Golden Realm debuff, right? And now Tolan casts S3, poke something, and then you'll see Tolan instantly go into the Cobweb. Because it's any turn. Because it's any turn. You cast S3, you get 1 stack. Right, because it becomes 2 stack now. And you cast S1, you become 3 stack now. And then you cast another S1 Pursuit, it's 4 stack now, and instantly turn into Cobweb, and you'll get webbed out. And because you're Cobweb now, you're not able to do any action, your speed is lower down, and your resistance reduced by 100%, and you no longer have any passive. Alright, so if they take a turn, you see, they are getting stacked now. Assist as well. Feng Shun do the S3, and then we follow up with the S2 damage, also makes Feng Shun instantly into 3 stack, and because of the buff, trigger Elif assist, and the stack now become 3. So it's so easy to get the stack, and the condition to trigger the Cobweb is only 4 turn. It's very easy to trigger the Cobweb. Another pursuit, and now she instantly goes into the Cobweb. So this is so easy to trigger the Cobweb now. So what if the whole team have Cobweb? Alright, look at it. Everyone here have the Cobweb now. And now all you need to do is wait for Tirrel to actually take a turn, and the damage she's gonna poke is gonna one-shot anyone. Okay, look at it. So now they have Cobweb. Alright, these 2 targets have the Cobweb. So now Tirrel is gonna S1 on the target. S1. Poke. 74k true damage. And this true damage here, poke, Clara gone. Okay, just 1 poke here. But keep note, this is R0, so probably she won't look like she take the action so fast now, because she's not like R6 or something like that to take an action or cast the S1 instantly. But all you need to do is wait them to web themselves up, and after they web themselves up, then we wait for her turn, then she can poke again. Alright, then take a turn, then now because Feng Shun here is the only one we have web, and then she's gonna cast S1, poke it, poke, gone, 79k. True damage, by the way, this is true damage. Alright, then you can imagine, like, if she's actually R6, the moment you get web, then she can instantly cast S1 for free and poke you, and then you just die. Okay, so same thing, just wait for her turn again. Now just wait for them to web themselves up, because they take action, then they'll web. They'll take the stack. Now one poke, but Anna got the block, right? So Anna can still block the damage here. Alright, now we can take a look here for another showcase. Okay, then I think this is one of the things that players actually want to know as well, which is Sui Zai. So Sui Zai here can get passive buff, which is one of the things that makes Sui Zai so strong. But because this is a Golden Rim debuff, so Sui Zai will still get Golden Rim debuff. And if Sui Zai counter attack too many times, Sui Zai will get webbed. Okay, so now they're gonna take their action. We just need to wait them to take their action, and then they web themselves will do. Alright, so Sui Zai counter attack. Now Sui Zai got 2 stack, right? After counter attacking, Sui Zai become 3 stack now. Alright. And then now we need to do another damage and then instantly get webbed. And because you get webbed now, Suicide is no longer able to trigger the passive. So Suicide no longer have the attack up buff, no longer have the defense up buff, no longer able to immune to debuff, and also immune to getting buff as well. Alright, so now we need to do, we wait until Tirrel to take a turn, then you will see Tirrel can poke and Suicide will just die. Alright, so we just need to slowly to wait until her to take a turn. Okay, now if you look at the damage here. S1, Chu Yao S1, and Tirrel assists with the S1, and this S1 here pokes half of the Suicide HP gone, and because why only half? Because we have Zihe here that damage share with Suicide. Look at Zihe damage, 44k true damage, and then Suicide here half HP already gone. Okay, that is just from Tirrel's assist. Now Tirrel will take her active turn and then cast S1 at active turn, 64k damage, that is true damage, and Suicide just got melted instantly. Okay, so I think the passive, like the co-web passive thing, yeah, you can remain that, but the damage multiplier of the true damage of the HP multiplier is just too high for her. She's a controller. Like if you're making her as a controller and let her actually web them up, I think it's okay, right? As a controller, like a super OP controller Umbra, just disabling the passive of them is actually very strong already. But now you're not just controlling them, you also do massive amount of damage. This is not just controller, this is actually the DPS here. 64k true damage that scales with HP. That is a very high damage multiplier. Alright, now we slowly can take a look. Now Jin Chiu also web himself up because he take the bonus turn. Now one assist here from Tirrel already chip off the Jin Chiu's HP chill, and you look at another assist. Look at her own turn S1. Poke. 64k true damage, and Jin Chiu left like a little bit of the HP. This Jin Chiu is level 70 and this Tirrel here is only level 60. The HP is the multiplier is just too freaking high. Not to mention if you have other like Rezo, let's say you have like R1, you can stack it the debuff a lot more faster. If you have R6, the moment they get cold web, she instantly casts one S1 poke, and 60k max HP true damage is just too freaking high. I think she really need to get a nerf or change the multiplier. I think she can remain the control. It's like just remaining the control already make her broken. But I think you need to at least nerf the damage part because it's just too high for a controller. You as a controller dealing the damage is actually higher than the other fighter. That is just too ridiculous in my opinion. Alright, so I think this is all my option for her. In terms of power wise, she's very good. Too good. Too good that it will break the whole game in my opinion. I don't think this is actually a good thing to in the future, or else like, and not to mention that she's an Umbra Esper, so a lot of us are not able to get her, probably at high reso, or probably not even to get her as well. Hard to say, but I think it's just too high. Too broken to have an Esper like such power in the game. Alright, so that's all for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to comment down what you guys think about it, and see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Special thanks for the direct support on the YouTube membership. So for the benefactor of Artiar, which is Trencan, thank you so much for your support. And for the supporter or patron of Artiar, which is Louis Schneider, Agni, Wang Tamer, Ziggy, Kamaruki, Sunwaltz, Rimu, Chani, Antonio Winterspoon, First Law, D&D, thank you so much for your support. And special thanks to the Super Thanks MVP, HMZ Riggs, thank you so much for your support. Special thanks for the direct support on the live stream super chat for the latest 10. Thank you so much for Code Wardeners, Calamity, Agni, Love Fatima, Fatima Little Underwear, Bloods, Riku Fred, Chani. Thank you so much for your support.